Hello and welcome to my video Infusion. Today I will be talking about how sometimes it can be helpful to be lazy in the workplace. Now, obviously you shouldn't be lazy regarding work ethic and things like that, but sometimes it's not necessarily who does the work faster, but who can find an easier way to do it. So instead of taking the long way and simply, if you do the long way better than everyone else, you are obviously a great worker. But I think it's the very great workers that are the ones that create an easier way to do it. So it got me thinking today when we were building the pasta sticks or the spaghetti sticks and the mushroom house, how ours didn't look very pretty, and we spend, I think, a lot of time and effort doing this structure, which I think is the conventional way of doing structure, is simply building four sides, whereas the other group had a nice cleaner one where they had their own idea where they stuck the spaghetti stick straight up and then tied it there. So I think theirs was a lot easier to make, but more effective because they found an easier way to make it. So that doesn't make them any less capable because we spent less time on it, or we spent more time on it. So I wanted to tell a story about a camp that I went to where they did an activity where, I'll explain here. Let me get down to eye level with you. Okay, so this was the activity. I'm representing these are, let's call them islands, where this was simply outdoors. There's a wooden plank here, a wooden plank here, and a wooden plank here. This is simply grass, but the rules of the game is you have to get everyone from this plank, which is, let's say 6 people, you have to get it all the way to this plank over here. And what they did in this activity was they gave you one wooden bridge, which will be represented by a pencil I accidentally stole from the day we made the self-portraits. So what starts off is this, where everyone is on this plank and they have to get to this middle plank here. So we'll move this over for now. So what would happen is the plank here would not stretch to the other wooden plank, because obviously that would be extremely easy for everyone to simply walk across. So what would happen is the plank would come out like this far, and everyone would have to stand on the plank right here, and people would have to run and jump across to this plank. Once someone was right here, then we would have to throw the wooden plank over to the side. Everyone would stand on it here, and then people would start to jump onto the plank, thus getting onto this second plank. So what happened was, this is actually an extremely hard process. So what happened was, after everyone got onto the second plank, they've seen how it's done. This group holds the plank down while everyone jumps across, then this group holds the plank down while the remaining few jump across here. So everyone has seen how it's done. This is the conventional way of thinking now. So to get to this third plank, this glorified third plank, they would have to take this wooden bridge or wooden plank here, and they began doing the same process again. Now what I actually noticed was, although they seemed a similar distance apart, is that these were actually closer together, these two planks. So instead of the conventional way of thinking, which is what we started doing, which was still very difficult, where everyone had to jump onto this plank, you could actually simply just put the board across like this, and everyone could walk over. But the fact that it didn't stretch over here, and everyone thought that this was the way to get across, they simply thought, oh, faced with the same obstacle, let's take the same approach as we did last time. It seemed to work last time. So everyone started to do that, but really what the easier option was to simply put it here. And I think just because it's easier, that doesn't necessarily make it any less effective. You're still getting from point A here to point B here. You're using an easier approach, which I think in the entrepreneurial world would actually save someone money. So it is the fact that you are kind of lazy and you don't want to jump across and you wanted to make this easy bridge right here, despite the conventional way of thinking back on this first plank. I think this is kind of what I'm trying to sum up here, where sometimes it's good to be lazy in the workplace. So that concludes my Infusion. I hope you like my analogy here with Nintendo. Thank you.